fight you.
Hello, Santa.
Hello,
Will you say
Emily.
hello to KLA-TV and to the
Yes.
whole community,
Hello,
the Big Island
hello,
community?
KTV.
And where are we?
This is a shaka, I heard.
So we're up here at the wonderful 17th annual Holualoa Music and Light Festival.
Yes.
And you get here every year. How do they
I try to
arrange
make it.
that?
I try to make it. Well, this is earlier in December, so I've got a little bit of time, see?
Okay.
Then I got to go right back, work with the elves, work with Mrs. Claus, and get all the toys ready and go around the world.
Oh my goodness, are you going to be able to stay here all night?
No, I have to leave as soon as this show's over.
Well, will you be here for the kids to come see
Oh,
you?
yes, after we take a ride in this car, then we go over here and the kids, everybody gets to sit on Santa's lap, ask them what they want for Christmas,
And
get
whatever else.
Yeah, and get a candy cane and maybe a toy.
All right. And who are your helpers here?
This is Elf.
Hi.
Elf Cat.
And Elf Cat. Hi.
I'm sorry.
Hi, Elf Cat.
Cat.
It's so fun to be in Hawaii. It's much warmer here.
And you got Mary and Matt Lovin taking pictures. They're always doing so
She
good
comes
taking
every year.
pictures.
Santa couldn't do this without her.
And Elf Cat, you're here every year.
Yes, I am. I think I've only missed one.
And who is your driver today?
Who is our driver?
Yeah.
Well, Rudolph and Santa,
Rudolph
of course.
is the guy in the
Oh, the
red
driver
shirt.
here.
Okay.
Paul.
All right.
Paul's our driver.
Well,
I can't tell you, Emily, how warm it is here compared to where I come from.
that's why we're all here, because it's
Oh,
warm. Lucky
yeah.
we live Hawaii,
But
huh?
it just wouldn't look the same in
Well,
my...
let's ask everyone to give a cheerful Merry Christmas. 1, 2, 3. Merry Christmas! All right, and I think your reindeer's about ready to
yes,
drive.
Yes.
Oh, well, let's see who this is. Hello, Mr. Reindeer. Have you got some nice things to say about this wonderful event up in your sweet town of Holualoa?
I'm just so glad that everybody's here and having a wonderful time, and we're going to take Santa on tour right now.
Okay, well, what's so great is we were all up here just a couple months ago for the wonderful coffee festival. We get to come back for the 17th annual Holualoa Music and Light Festival and go on your way. Aloha.
Nice seeing you, Emily.
Okay, aloha from KLA-TV, Channel 6.
You can sit on Santa's lap too, you know.
I'll be back. Thank you.
Ho, 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 Merry
Santa's going to be back up here right next to Matt and Mary Lovin's art gallery, the Holualoa Gallery, next to the post office. And Matt, every year, what a great success it is up here.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's a great gathering for the community. Everybody gets together at least once a year and say aloha, and their friends come from the mainland. It's a great time. It's wonderful.
And one of the great things is your lovely wife, Mary, and you always put so many wonderful pictures up on Facebook of all the events that
true.
happen in Holualoa.
Yep,
And that'll
stay
be
in
the
touch.
same after this Christmas event.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah,
It's always great to see you.
Thank you.
And Gene is here, who's in charge of all this and done such a great job along with all his volunteers and committee up here at the Holualoa Light and Music Festival. Gene, a few words before too much gets going on. It's already started. Beautiful evening.
Yeah, I can't wait till tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a lot of hard work, huh? Nice of you.
Everything's fine.
Nice of you to step up to the plate and participate.
Bought me in about 12 spots right now, so it's really hard to stand
well, that's
here.
Gene. What's your last name?
Smith.
Gene Smith.
Yeah.
Chairperson for the Holualoa 17th Annual Music and Light Festival up here in Holualoa. And there goes Santa. But he will be back down here at Matt and Mary Lovin's gallery right next to it, next to the post office. And KLA-TV is up here. Annie, come talk to us. Annie from the Kona Hotel. Hey. Hi. Annie is one of the first families that I met when I moved here 30-some years ago,
That's right.
We stayed up in Holualoa, the Kona Hotel, and geez, 17 years. What a great event,
I know,
huh? What have you got to say about the event?
This is great. The more people this year. Got poke up at hotel.
The Kona Hotel, the Pink Hotel.
Yeah, got grilled ahi.
Grilled ahi, okay.
For $10.
Well, just talk to the viewers on KLA-TV, Hawaii's Aloha Station, Channel 6, a little bit about Kona Hotel. Just give a little history of it.
Well, it was built in 1926, and we just kind of do remodeling again, because it's the original. It didn't change, but now through the years, the wear and tear. So now they're kind of like improving the rooms, making the rooms nicer, and it's like, and then we have some The rooms are still rooms, and then we have some that they're renting as like studios, like office spaces. So
tell me, so Goro and your mom's name?
Goro and Yayo Inaba, and my grandparents built the hotel.
Yayo.
Yayo.
I used to love to come visit her.
Yeah.
And
she's still there. She's 90 years old now.
You know the history of the hotel. Do I understand it was one of the first hotels built here? It was for kind of R&R during the war. Or what's the history of the hotel?
Yeah. So then the people would come from Hilo, and then the soldiers would come over, and stay. And then eventually it was just the construction workers that came over when they started to build, because it was starting to build. Kona was starting to build, and all the construction companies were in Hilo. So then they would drive over and spend the week here and at the hotel, and then for the whole week, and then they go back on the weekends.
Well, you're such a heartbeat of Holualoa. You are the heartbeat. Annie Inaba. Annie's a school teacher down in Ho'ono now?
Ho'okena, yes.
And it's always such a pleasure to see her. We've known each other for many, many, many years, and her family, and it's just a treat to be up here and catch you before everything gets too busy, because it's going to be a big crowd.
It is.
Okay.
It's so nice, yeah.
Well, for SeeUs.TV, Hawaii's Aloha Station, Channel 7, Annie and I both say Merry Christmas.
Malikaliki maka.
Aloha. Are you waiting for Santa Claus, you guys? Yeah, well, say something nice about the Christmas holidays. Do you like Christmas?
Yes.
What's your favorite part about this time of year?
Decorating my house.
Oh, I like that. And wearing your Santa hat is fun to wear our hats, isn't it? How about you guys? What's your favorite part about the holiday?
Presents.
The presents. How about your second favorite?
Presents too.
Presents too. Okay. Anybody else got something that they really like about Christmas? Yeah. You're going to see Santa tonight? Yeah. It's the 17th annual, as we've been saying, Music and Light Festival up here in Holualoa. And every time they have a festival in Holualoa, the HIV/AIDS Foundation does a wonderful job. A lot of times they have baked goods, and everybody loves their baked goods. And this year for the Christmas, they've got decorations. Let's find out. I'll bet some of these are handmade. I'll bet a lot of them are handmade. Are they? Tell us a little bit about all your decorations and about the HIV/AIDS Foundation located down at Pines Plaza.
Yes, a lot of these are handmade by our very own Jean Smith. And they run from 50 cents to $7 a piece.
And what's your name?
My name is Brenda Weeks.
Hi, Brenda. And Gene is in charge of the whole evening, right?
Yes, he is.
Oh, wow. We just talked to him. He's been a busy guy, but he's lucky you're all here setting up a wonderful little booth here. And your booth is always so popular at every festival. And who else is with us here in the HIV/AIDS?
Oh, hello.
Wow.
Merry Christmas.
They did a sweet job, didn't they?
Wonderful. Fantastic. I love it.
And
wonderful
are you
cause.
from Kona?
Yes, I am. Holualoa, just down the road.
Oh, great. Well, we're also fortunate we get to come up to the 17th Annual Music and Light Festival on what is it, holiday season, kicking it off, and Santa has arrived, and there'll be a nice crowd of people up here. And who else, Jim? You want to say some nice things about the HIV/AIDS Foundation?
Oh, yeah, it's a wonderful organization, and they help a whole bunch of people on the sound.
And Jim is a pharmacist?
Yes.
And so how nice of you. Are you a longtime volunteer with the organization?
My wife has worked for them for a long time.
Uh-huh.
And so, yes.
Well, David Farrow is a good friend of mine, and I know David was president a few years ago. I think he still holding your annual big fundraiser.
Oh, yes.
Is in charge of that. Does such a great job. But when you think of over the years, how long has the HIV/AIDS Foundation been on the Big Island or on the west side? Do you know?
Since 91.
Is 91, okay, because I remember when it got started, but boy, your outreach has been fantastic.
Yeah, that's half the deal. It's prevention. Once you got it, it's a big problem. Prevention is huge. And
not only that, but the education. I mean, the outreach is one thing, but the education so that people know they can come to you and get some of the services.
Oh, yes. And they do provide, of all the organizations, they've got some of the best case managers, and they do provide excellent service.
So counseling, education, testing, there's all kinds of things that we can all avail ourselves to. And I say we can because every one of us should be aware of the education that you do such a good job of teaching us. You know, I talk about this when I've had David talk to him, and I think back about Magic Johnson when he said that he had the virus, the AIDS, yes. And Arthur Ashe, who got it from a blood transfusion. I mean, there's so many different ways, and it's so important for us all to be educated that there's a lot of things you can do to take care of yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, absolutely.
And what's your wife's name? Does she work for the...
Wing.
Okay, is she here?
She's a volunteer.
Oh, okay.
She's actually helping. Yeah, she's volunteering, helping Jean move the cones at this very second.
Well, the street is getting filled up. It's just begun up here at the 17th Annual Music and Light Festival in Holualoa, and I think this tells us how busy it's going to be tonight, huh? Because we're going to go till 9 o'clock. So it's a nice crowd that's gathering at the street, and they're with their dogs, and people have got their Christmas hats and their Christmas attire, and as the sun goes down, it gets a little darker, and everybody's lights are on that they have around their necks, and all the festivities. It's a very
just did a drive-by.
Yeah, it's a sweet evening up here in Holualoa for the Music and Light Festival. As we're walking down the street to go see some other people, we're running into groups of people that are, just as I said, festive costumes. They've got their outfits on. As the sun goes down and the lights will be all up and down the street. And who have we got here?
Barbara Dalton originally from South Kona. Well, not originally, but.
And you come up here every year?
Actually, first time I've made it to the Holualoa tree lighting.
Oh, no kidding. 17 years and you finally got up here. Well, you're going to be delighted.
Oh, I'm having a great time already.
It's just gotten started and the streets are starting to get full.
And I'm Jeannie Bevan Marquez, and I've been here for 17 years, and I don't think I've missed one of these, any of them. And we brought our friend Bitta Wickhart, and John is around here somewhere taking pictures.
Taking photos. But she's the one that brought all of us here, got the wheelchair for me so that I wouldn't have to miss it. We've been here for almost 7 years, and this is our first time. So, and this is my first Christmas activity. So it's nice to see this many people out and people enjoying the holiday.
Well, you know what's so nice is this morning Waikoloa Village had their parade put on by the Lions Club. That was very cute. Waimea's got the big Christmas parade of lights tonight, and then Holualoa. So every little community has something for all of us.
Christmas at Hulihe'e tonight as well.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, to benefit Habitat for Humanity, who has been doing wonderful things on this island.
As have so many people. I'm just always amazed at all the volunteers for this event. All the volunteer effort that went into this music, light and light festival up in Holualoa.
And I've got to thank you for you too, Emily Gale, for all the wonderful work that you've done over the years to benefit Kona.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'll take a hug for that.
Absolutely.
It's always nice to hear that, and glad we stopped and said hello. And I went to put my necklace on today, and the batteries were out, so it's nice to see you. Down the street, we had to come find Sam Rosen at the Holualoa Ukulele Gallery because he's been one of the longest residents up here at Holualoa and one of the great volunteers for the Coffee Festival. If it's going on, Sam is volunteering. And Sam, it's always nice to see you. Tell us a little bit about the evening and then a little bit about your shop and everybody that's here.
Well,
look at how busy. Are your friends saying hello?
It's busy. And Bobo showed up here, and Bobo used to play with us when we had our Kanikapila, and he also teaches how to play. And then these other folks are interested in either building or playing, and some of them play. So it's going to be a good night.
So you build ukuleles too, and did you have a workshop?
And I do a workshop where I teach people how to build. Yeah.
Tell us about that, because I think Giovanni, did he make a ukulele?
No, he did it with Guy Sasaki, I think.
But how often do you have the classes and teach?
I'm starting all over in January, and I'm doing 10-week classes for residents. And it'll be either Tuesday or Thursday night, small class, maybe 4 people at the most. And then I also do a workshop for visitors, 10 days workshop.
Isn't that wonderful? Because
I know
anybody who's made their ukulele has just had such pride about making it. Right. And Bo, you probably grew up playing ukulele, huh? Tell us a little bit about your roots as far as remember the first time you picked up a ukulele? Or?
Oh, geez, it must have been about 6-7 years old. My mom was a matriarch that played a lot of ukulele in our family, and so just followed her footsteps. That's
everybody hanging around and playing music and picking it up and
having a good time. Yeah, Kanikapila, sit down, potluck, everybody eat, play music, sleep, get up, eat.
Just like you did tonight. You stopped in at Sam's and you're playing some music. And
I try and come every year, just to help out.
It's really a special event up here in Holualoa, isn't it? A special community up here, 3 miles above Kailua Kona. Every visitor that I see, I encourage them to come up here and see all the shops and the local environment. And it's really nice because even though there is progress and we can't fight it, Holualoa has done a wonderful job of blending the old with the new.
Yes, very much so. And we're proud to have him here.
Great. Well, nice to see you, and we'll let you get back to playing a little music. And Sam, it's nice to see you, and it's always a pleasure. I really appreciate it. Kind of an interesting story how Sam got here. He's a good friend of Chick Kunataki's. They both worked in L.A. at the time.
Right.
Chick was a stone setter, and Sam, you were...
I was manufacturing jewelry.
Manufacturing jewelry, and he came on a vacation. Is that right? Or you said, Chick, where should I go?
Yeah, and he said, come to this little cowboy town. I didn't see any horses when I came in, and the hitching posts were all gone already. But when we stayed at the Kona Hotel, and Chick has a vacation, and it was just great, you know. And I told Goro, Mr. Naba, if we had a place to live, we'd move here. 3 months later, called us up. There's a place here whenever you're ready, and the next year we were able to move over.
Now, we had a conversation with Annie and Nava earlier and got a little history of the Kona Hotel, and I feel real blessed that I knew Goro and Yayo, and just a wonderful family. But those are nice stories. That's the first place I stayed when I came to Holualoa, and I'll never forget Eugene Fedor was practicing his violin. World-renowned violinist, plays for the presidents and everywhere, but this was where he used to come and hang out.
Right.
He'd be up in the Kona Hotel practicing his ukulele, and you could hear the wonderful sounds wafting down the street. You know.
Yeah. A lot of things have gone. We're lucky that we were here when they were here. You know, I mean, Goro and Mr. Kunataki and all those guys, that they were the town.
Yeah.
You know, and that was what made it different.
And that goes back 20, 30 years ago.
Well, I've been here for over 36 years.
Okay.
36 years, and it's
for myself,
great.
30. And I always say, I love, lucky I live Hawaii, but I feel very lucky that I was here, lived here 25, 30 years ago and caught the flavor of so much, but there's still so much of that flavor still here every day and every evening, and particularly in the sweet little town of Holualoa that has so many wonderful galleries and shops and places to eat with that local feeling and that very simple, graceful way of living. So I always love getting up here. Nice to see you, Sam.
Well, you're helping us quite a bit too, and that's
it's my pleasure. My pleasure. Okay. Well, we all say aloha. Ahoyo. Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hello. Come in. I keep hearing your name from Manny.
Mele Kalikimaka, Haley, Channel 6 TV. Aloha.
The great thing about coming up to the Holualoa Music and Light Festival is not only to see a lot of your friends who are among the thousands that are up here for the event, but you see your friends who run galleries, and just like we saw Sam at the ukulele shop, Gary Terrio. Tell us about your store, Gary. It's just wonderful.
Well, I must admit, it's not really me. It's my wife, Elizabeth.
With the drums. Where's Elizabeth?
My wife, Elizabeth. Come here, my wife, Elizabeth, please.
Who does drumming, and she makes drums.
She's asking about the gallery.
Hi, Elizabeth. How are you? Good.
How are you doing? Happy holidays.
Just like you can make a ukulele with Sam, you can make drums with Elizabeth. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
Well, here in our shop, we do a number of different things with all Big Island artists. And then personally with the drums, we have a monthly drum circle for healing, love, life, and peace. And it's a community gathering open to the public free of charge, and a yearly gathering where people come from all over in their cultural drum prayer styles offerings. And so we get together and drum and put our attention in our hearts, and then if you'd like to make your own drum, we can do that too.
Well, I've known Gary and Elizabeth for probably over 30 years, but you can sign up for Elizabeth's email newsletter, and you get in the spirit of it. Even if you don't come up here for a drumming session, when you read the email, you feel like you're part of the Ohana.
Oh, thank you so much.
You can go to the website, which is
drumspeak.org.
Okay,
Speak, like your drum is speaking, your heart is speaking. Yeah.
I just know, I always like it when I get your emails. And Gary, a long time, long distance runner, and he's so adventuresome with his runs. We've all ran the Saddle Road many, many years ago as an individual, which was like 84 miles or something?
No, 100K.
Was it? Well, I can't. I'm always like, I did that. I can't believe I did that. But what I can't believe is when Gary, what he does these days is he runs up Holualoa and runs back down out to the airport for his work. So tell us a little bit. I mean, lucky we live Hawaii, and if you're adventuresome.
Right. Well, I love the mountain, and I go up there. I was up there last week. I was up there this week, and I may go up tomorrow again. But the bottom line is I make these little silly commitments to myself where I set goals. This year it's 300,000 feet elevation gain. So I'm going to get there no problem. I'm at 282 now, and I have the rest of the month to do it. So that's why the walking to work was initiated, because I get 1,500 feet every time I walk home from work.
And how I just think that is so imaginative. And what I love, I got a text from a friend of mine, from a classmate from Detroit area, and she's with her brother over at the Honolulu Marathon today. First time they've been in Hawaii, his 77th marathon. But they are just absolutely in love with being in Hawaii, and aren't we lucky that we can do our running and everything?
Yes,
that we
we're
like
so
to do.
lucky to live Hawaii.
Yes, it's all about aloha.
All right. Well, Elizabeth and Gary Terrio, I've known them for many, many years. It's always a pleasure to be in their graceful spirit.
Oh, thank you.
And
You're
same for
such
you,
a sport.
Emily. Thank you so much for your community
Aloha.
spirit. Thank you so much.
Nice to see
Thank you.
Okay.
Aloha.
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 Well, as I said, the great thing about being up here at the 17th Music and Light Festival in Holualoa is you see a lot of your friends as you walk down the street, and a couple thousand people are here. But even better is to see your longtime friends who still have their galleries and do such a great job. And Shelley Mosley White, I mean, her artwork is all over the world, and yet she continues to keep her gallery right here in the sweet little town of Holualoa. And I just met, well, I didn't meet because I met you when you were a little boy. I think you were about 1 year old or something.
Yeah.
And
This is
Dylan,
my
his
son,
son. Yeah, Shelley, let's go all the way back to when you started your artwork, and my gosh, you are all over the world with it now.
Yeah, well,
It's been how many years?
I get around.
20, 30 years you've been?
Actually 39 years
39.
I've been doing art. Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about your style and just.
Yeah, so a lot of people know me as a floral artist. Okay, you're gonna leave? Bye. A lot of people know me as a floral artist, but I do all different subject matters. I do everything in Hawaii, what's ever in my backyard.
And the amazing thing is, I see your originals in people's homes and high-end homes. I see them in hotels. I see you're
restaurants.
Restaurants. You're down at Sam Choi's restaurant.
Yeah, I'm the fish hopper.
The fish hopper.
Back, I even did Biennales, a couple pieces for George at Biennales, like 1992.
Wow.
And so you grow up in a place like this. People start to recognize it.
Did you grow up in
40 years in Hawaii. I came over when I was 10 years old.
Oh, yeah. So you went to high school here? And
Yeah, I went to Konawaina for a year.
And did you have an art teacher in high school? Did you have that creativity? Did you feel it? Or was there somebody that was a catalyst to keep you to stay with it?
Yeah, when I was little, my grandmother really encouraged me to. I used to draw with her all the time and stuff, and so that was really what planted the seed, But I'm self-taught pretty
It's Shelley
much.
Mosley White and her wonderful gallery up here in Holualoa, and as we just mentioned, her originals and prints as well, all over the world. But really, you see them around Hawaii everywhere. People love the style and the color, and the fact that you are from here is really important.
Yeah, I love it. I'm a Kona girl.
Yeah,
so,
you sure are.
I'm hanging on.
I just, I think back about how hard you've worked at it, because it hasn't been an easy path. I remember how hard.
All those little art shows at the hotels when I was like 18.
And I have so much admiration
19.
for small entrepreneurs, because I always say we take an idea and we spend the rest of our life trying to make it work. But
I'm still trying to make it
everybody
work.
should have to be an entrepreneur for about 3 years of their life, and they realize just how hard it is, but how rewarding it is.
Yeah, it is. You don't want to put too many expectations on yourself. You let it happen, but and try to be thankful while it's happening.
And your husband, Dave, he's got his real
estate
office. He
office,
opened up last year, about this time, I think, Christmas time.
Exactly,
He
yeah.
opened
It
on
was his
Christmas Day.
opening was Christmas.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
he moved up here to be closer to home. We like it. We love Holualoa, and he's actually right now visiting his dad's 90th birthday today.
Okay. Well,
So-
the sweet little town of Holualoa, as I mentioned, they've even got a little extension of the road, so you come up here. You don't have to go down and always find that perfect place to go take a walk. You can come up here on a Saturday, any day of the week, get your recreational walk in, but see some wonderful galleries and shops and get a lot of the local flavor up here in Holualoa. You don't have to wait till the 17th Annual Music and Light Festival. Every single day, all these little shops have so much aloha and so much creativity. It's very special you've been able to maintain it up here.
We're trying.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
great
little
effort.
slow, but we're we give it our best. And now we've got some new additions. Mike Fields, go interview him.
I saw-
He's
Mike,
awesome.
okay, I didn't realize
Mike
that was his.
Fields is
Okay.
our newest addition to Holualoa, and he is highly recommended. An amazing guy. amazing artist, and I'm so lucky that he moved across the street.
Oh, well, go say hello. I saw the sign. I didn't realize that was Mike Fields, so I'm glad you told us. Okay.
And him and Terry, go say hi to them.
Good. We'll
All
do
right.
that.
Thank
Okay,
you.
we're up here in Holualoa. So I was delighted to see that Mike Fields has opened a gallery up here in Holualoa. Mike, so many people are aware of Mike's wonderful artwork.
Wow.
He had a gallery. Do you still have your gallery down at Kikio?
I do.
Okay, and of course your artwork is in the homes of so many people throughout the world. And now you're up here in the sweet little town of Holualoa with your family, and you've opened the gallery. You opened during the coffee stroll in November.
See, you should be interviewing her because she seems to know more about me than I know about myself.
So, Mike, tell us a little bit about your background, because I just,
So I grew up in Honolulu, and raised by my mom, and I have a sister that lives over here too, and we ended up, just loving the Big Island. We like the space, and I ended up coming out here in 2000, and this just was perfect. It was a great place to raise kids and surf and swim and paddle, and like you said, I worked at Kukio, and they were so good to me, and half my friends are bums and the other half are billionaires, and I thought, hey, might as well start making cool stuff that everyone can enjoy, and here I am.
Well, at every Holualoa festival, you have to come up and see the Lilikoi Inn, because they always have the Ono grinds. That's right. And this week, tonight at the Music and Light Festival, Shai and Trina from the Lilikoi Inn. What are you making here?
Well, this is a tikka masala. It's an Indian dish. This has turkey because of the holiday.
Kabocha from our garden.
Kabocha, and this thing is going to burn you, right?
Watch out, not too close. I also made hot
potatoes
cider.
And carrots and green papaya and all kinds of local vegetables.
I'm also serving hot cider with our local lilikoi right from our garden.
Well, tell us a little bit about the Lilikoi Inn up here in Holualoa.
Yeah, okay, that's my wife.
Lilikoi Inn has 4 rooms. They all come with private bath, and we serve a gourmet breakfast every morning to our guests and our own local Kona coffee.
Well, you always serve the most wonderful food up here at every festival. I always have to stop by, and my good friend Carol Connor and Shazar, who's an art teacher at Kona Kalakahe
High school, yeah.
And Carol Connor, who Carol I've known for 35 years, Carol, and she's
also we do at the Lilikoi Inn in Holualoa.
Carol's my friend too, I want to say. We work together at Kalakahe.
Together.
Well, Carol's the one that introduced me to your Ono grinds. And Carol actually...
Ono grinds, we ate them all
So Shazar and Carol have been on the island for probably, each of them, way over 35 years. Carol was the founder of the Aloha Cafe years ago. Shazar has been an art teacher on the island for many, many, many years. And that's what's so great about coming up to this festival. It's not only do you see your new friends, but you see people who have been friends of this community for over 35, 40 years, right?
And it's a great place to just kick off your holidays and do some shopping. And I get my coffee from the Kunitaki farm, the Waiaha River. I come up here and get my coffee from them every year. And you just run into people that you haven't seen for an entire year, but you'll catch them up here. And it's just a wonderful homegrown event.
And we're right across from the Kona Hotel where John Kiave is singing, and he is just always so generous with his time, and of course his music just touches the soul and is so local.
It just gets better every year, and it's it's one of the few events where the street is still closed off, at least partially closed off, and people are just spilling out into the thoroughfare and just having a great time and getting their red groove on, which we don't get to do.
And Shazar, come here a minute. Shazar lives right in town here, just a few doors down. So you're really part of the Holualoa community, and just say some nice words about it.
Yes, I am. Aloha to everyone out there, and we hope you have a wonderful holiday. And this year we're looking at peace.
And just a reminder that this isn't the only time to come up to Holualoa. Every single day, all these galleries and shops are small entrepreneurs, which is really important to support the small entrepreneurs in town. And
cultural, artistic endeavors, beautiful sculptures, all kinds of artists and painters and crafters and wonderful people, young and old.
3 miles above Kailua Kona. So if you have visitors in town for the holidays, bring them up here to do some holiday shopping and support our small local merchants. And not only merchants, they're artists and very creative. And Carol's a good singer. I'll bet she can sing us some sort of greeting right now.
Mele Kalikimaka is the thing to say up Holualoa Village Way. That's our island greeting. Come on up to Holualoa Village year round. Aloha.
Thanks, Carol. Shazar, Sid, and everybody here at the Lily Koyan that does such a great job of making the Ono grinds and being imaginative with each festival. Every time it's a different thing that they're making. A lot of fun up here. Thousands of people. We're right across from the Kona Hotel, and the music, as I said, John Keavi was playing, and it just thousands of people. And Santa's here. People are enjoying each other. People have their hats on and their leis, and it's just really lucky we live in Hawaii. And I just feel very blessed to be part of SeeUs.TV, being up here at the 17th annual of the Light Festival.
Got it.